get all huffy, but they
Right.
have no idea what.
Yeah, and the real difference is that republics have self-government because the body politic sees itself as being a necessary participant on a regular basis, that the individual sees himself as needing to cultivate a certain amount of virtue and individuality that allows for a level of self-governance that otherwise doesn't exist. And so the fact that the Republican type of government requires this type of virtue means it has to stay relatively small. And this isn't something I just made up. You can see this in Aristotle or Machiavelli or the founding fathers. They understood that scale was a very dangerous component of government forms, and that if you created this vast empire, even a continent-sized empire, much less a world empire, that was going to radically change the way that you had to govern. And we have continued to expand our imperial ambitions as the United States, but have never addressed the impact it's been having on our governance. And this is why so many people feel like the people they elect don't run the government. Of course they don't, because you don't live in a republic anymore. You live in an empire. And the empire has a large amount of machinery that hums right under the surface, and it's constantly serving its own interests on a regular basis. Some people will call this the deep state. I wrote a book called The Total State because I think that really encapsulates a far wider understanding of the managerial elite and the power they hold. They're not just in the unelected bureaucracy, but they're in the media, they're in financial institutions, they're in education, all of these different things that manipulate our public opinion. And really, the ability to manipulate public opinion has become the one skill necessary to govern at this point, because we switch from this idea that we have a specific people ruled in a particular way through virtue in a republic, and instead have understood that just the mass will is the only thing that matters. And what's great at manipulating the mass will?